Hi guys, I'm actually recording for the second time and I hope that this time it's going to work because the other time my microphone was cutting out so much and I don't know why. So, starting with me, I am back to streaming for a very long time and my stream friends have mentioned me that maybe I should go back to YouTube. And due to my work hours, I'm going to tell you a little bit more. I'm not only a teacher, I'm also a coordinator for our school's parliament members. So we do a lot of, let's say, organizing things like events, debates, inviting guests, and I am the responsible for all of that. Also, we don't only invite, we go to other schools, so that requires a lot of cooperation and takes a lot of my free time after lessons. If I don't have anything to check, that means that I have something to plan. So I don't think that anyone who watches my stream understands how much I work, because I do really try to, let's say, um, stream as much as possible, even though I am tired and moody. But today I am not going to play myself. I am going to show you my two replays that happened yesterday, because yesterday I was blessed with very good map rotation for scouts, and scouts and mediums are my favorite tanks to play. And I was playing on the Manticore because it's one of my favorite tanks in general. And I kept getting very good open maps for scouting. And yesterday I actually beat the my own record for spotting, going from 10,000 I think to 11,000, something like that. So today we are going to start with Manticore in Halluf. I'm just going to play the replay, and then we are going to move to amazing scout map Prokurovka. So okay, today what we are going to do, what I'm going to talk about. I am going to talk about we are going to dive back into First World War, and we are going to talk about Jack Travers Cornwell, also known simply as Jack Cornwell or Boy Cornwell. Why was he called Boy? Because he was just a teenager when he died. He died at the age of 16. He was born in 1900, and he has passed away 16 years later on June 2nd. So, due to his young age, I want to start with his family a little bit so you could get a hang of it, a hang of how he ended up in dying in war battles. So, I will start with his father. Jack's father, Ellie, was from a huge family, and Ellie and his older sibling brothers, they joined the army. He joined the 34th Regiment of Foot just as the regiment returned from India, and later he was stationed at the Royal Victoria Hospital. So Ellie got married in 1884, and his wife bore 2 children. However, their relationship was rocky and it broke down, and even though they never officially divorced, they Ellie started living with another woman, and her name Lily, and Ellie and Lily had several children together, including our hero of the story, Jack. So Jack Cornwell was sent to Farmer Road School, and later when his parents moved to another place, he went to Walton Road School due to the moving. So his teacher remembered him as just an ordinary boy, and I quote, I am very lucky that the scout did that. I'm the only scout in the game now. Okay, going back to the story. And another thing I quote of the what teacher said, more reserved than most lads of his age. So you can get a hang of how Jack's personality was. He was very calm, he was very calm and collected, and compared to teenage boys, usually they are more playful, let's say. I'm not saying all, but usually. So Jack had two hobbies. One of the hobbies, what he really loved to do was he used to go camping with scouts. So he used to love doing that. And another, his biggest passion was Navy. And his mother recalled actually that he used to damage her clothing due to his naval hobbies. I don't know what she means about that, but this is what she recalls. So he was into naval games. So due to the hardships working class at the turn of the century, Jack's father Eli worked various jobs. So he worked as milkman, he was a tram driver, but all of that was not enough to support their big family. And so they were homed in scattered buildings. So what this means that Jack and his older brother, they were living separately. Other kids lived separately, and original family house was 3 miles away actually from Jack's home. So Jack and his brother lived in some kind of barrack type house, and at the same time they had a female caretaker who helped them as well. So you can understand that Jack actually I have my notes, sorry for the sound. So you could understand that Jack was brought up in hardship, you know, and it was stressful for the boy to go away from his family, I can imagine. So the war broke out when Jack actually left school, and he passionately wanted to join Navy. However, his mother did not sign the papers, so he couldn't, and he just found some kind of a local job, and he still was thinking about Navy, but his mother calmed him down a little bit. Eventually, his father was the one who signed the papers, and Jack was immediately sent in summer of 1915 to the training in Devonport. And Jack had only 2 weeks training when he went when he was shipped to a battle of Jutland, a battle between Britain's Royal Navy Grand Fleet and Imperial German Navy's High Seas Fleet. So it's naval, you know, so it was his dream to be in a navy. Unfortunately, I'm gonna read from other notes that I have. On May 31st, 1916, HMS Chester, the ship that Jack was in, was scouting ahead of the Royal Navy, and their mission was in response to intelligence that the German fleet was putting to the sea. So around 5:30 p.m., Chester was sent to investigate distant gun flashes. Yeah. And suddenly 4 German light cruiser ships appeared and opened fire. So a hail of heavy shells fell around the ship, but actually their ship was hit 17 times, and in a matter of weeks, by the way, Royal British Navy received like 7,000 casualties, boys and men together, and Chester was hit 17 times, and they, of course, had casualties. But the reason why they were ordered to come back to port was because the guns were damaged and they could not participate in the battle. So they went back to the port. They got orders to go back to the port. So Jack was found with shrapnel penetrating his chest. So he was taken to Grimsby Hospital, and he died there on June 2nd, as I mentioned before. So he was aging just 16 years. Very young boy. So now you would ask me, why the hell are you telling us the story about his life? What did he do? So I am answering to you. So he was the third youngest recipient of Victoria Cross. Yeah. So Victoria Cross is given in Britain, and for like very heroic actions, I assume. So the reason why he got. Now I will read a letter from Chester's captain to his mother. And you will understand why. His devotion to duty was an example for all of us. He was the only man, not a boy, man, who was in such an exposed position. But he felt he might be needed, as indeed he might have been. So he stayed there, standing and waiting under heavy fire with his just own brave heart and God's help to support him. I cannot express to you my admiration to the son you have lost in this world. No other comfort will I attempt to give to the mother of so brave a lad, but to assure her of what he was and what he did and what an example he gave. So you can understand that he was fearless. Of course he was afraid, but he did not leave his post. He had a duty, and he did that duty inspiring others around, and until his last breath. This high sentiment to Jack actually caused media outlets to write about him a lot, and he became a heroic figure to the people. He became a hero, and he got a name, the boy hero of Jutland. So after that, he became a person who was highly written about. They held commemorations for him. They built monuments for him as well. And right now you are seeing his great nephew who is visiting his grave. And yeah, so wait, I want to say something more. I forgot because my notes are all over the place, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, so justified by way of a once a scout, always a scout philosophy. You remember I mentioned that he loved scouting. It was still a new organization, only properly founded in 1908. In a publication about the ideals of a scouting movement, Baden-Powell wrote that their group activities were designed to develop qualities of a character, citizenship, and personal qualities of amongst young men. So he was keen to promote those good deeds about the boys, and he also talked about Jack as well. Yeah. referring to Cornwall as a brother scout who had shown the world how to live and how to die. And I think a lot of people could learn from this little boy. So after that, after his passing, not only commemorations took place, but they also named um, a ward after his name as well. Wait a minute, I'm going to turn on another replay real quick. No, that's the wrong one. Or maybe I'll keep this replay for the future, because it's actually all I have to say. I will have another replay for you then, okay? So we have content. I just need to find the person. So now, guys, don't hesitate to suggest me the people you would like me to research on. I did a very brief and quick history lesson about Jack and his heroic actions. I will post some pictures. I already posted some pictures, as you see, and I really hope that my mic is going to be working and not cutting out. Because if I have to record for the third time the whole story, I will lose my mind. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will. I hope I will see you next time. I am not going to cut out any of mistakes that I made in the video, so you would see how sometimes difficult it is to tell the story about people that you didn't, let's say, read in your history lessons and did research on your own with notes and when you try to tell everything. So thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time, guys. Take care and bye bye.